So, today on the show, we're stepping into the world of luxury, but not just as a lifestyle, but as a mindset, as a strategy, if you will. Joining me today is Jacopo Iasiello, CEO of the Luxury and Wealth Group. He has built a global reputation helping high net worth individuals and brands craft influence around the world, exclusivity, and lasting value. From his roots in Naples, he worked connecting power players all across Europe, the US, the Middle East, really all around the world. Jacopo's story is one of intentional elevation of people, of presence, of brands, of purpose. So we're going to talk with Jacopo today about the story of this intentional elevation, this evolution, if you will. It's about the project, about his book, about life in general. Jacopo, thanks for joining me here today.
Matt, first of all, thank you to inviting me over here. I really enjoy your energy, your background because you have really nice background.
Yeah,
Means your experience, your what we chat before, something so valuable to share with more people is possible. And
yeah,
I am here to give to your audience, to you, all my energy, all my knowledge about what I create, where I coming from. But it's not because I want to share my story, because I want to share everything is possible in life if you believe, if you have a clear system method.
100%. And Jacopo, let's start with something simple on that note. And first off, thank you for your very kind words. You're too kind. Thank you. But let's start with something very simple. These days, you live in the US, Florida, right? In the Miami area. Where do you feel most at home these days? Is it in Italy? Is it the US? Or is it somewhere in between? Where do you feel home at?
Wow, beautiful question. And it's coming to in a beautiful moment in my life because you know better than me, Matt, identity change every time in our life, okay? And I want to share with you, I am my house, my root is Napoli, where I coming from. I go back, I live 3 months in Italy because I have a beautiful parents over there where I enjoy nephew and everything. But in reality, I have something in my heart, something important. I'm grateful, really grateful from United States. People serve this country, United States, because United States give me no another chance in my life because I am serial entrepreneur. I create a multimillionaire company in Italy, but because over here I feel the possibility is the sky the limit. In Italy, in Europe is a little bit different, more close mind, more close for the business, and over here I believe Italy is my heart, my country, everything, my root. I never will change. Here is my root, my for the business. I believe United States is the dreaming country for everybody.
Interesting. And you have really built this high end global brand. And I want to go there. But before we do, Jacopo, take me back. Take me back to Naples. What was life growing up like for you? Let's start at the beginning. What was life like, the roots of Jacopo Iasiello in Naples?
Yeah, Matt, what's happening is this one. How I share with you, I coming from a loving family, really nice grandfather, grandmother, two really beautiful parents, really nice Italian family. How people in America think about Italian family. I grew up with this, a lot of uncle and everything. And what's happening when I start in my life in Italy, from really young age, I have this desire inside me. I don't coming from rich family. I coming from normal class working people. My mother teaching, my father is engineer, and I have a lot of struggle in the part about financially. What does mean? We possible do something, but not everything, because you know how it's working. Working
Sure.
people, they need respect the amount of money they receive from somebody else. And from really young age, I have this desire to create more starting with my idea to becoming professional soccer, really build my character inside the sport from 7 years old until 17 years old, where at 14 years old leave my city Napoli to play professional soccer in different city in Italy. And what's up? 17 years old, I have this big injury, change completely the direction of my life. Boom.
So
Need to
this is
invent
what
my.
lit the fire in you, was this drive. This is what lit that?
Yeah, what's happening? This dry is coming because I feel to everybody we need to have abundance, and the only way to create abundance now I realize is in two ways. First of all, create inside, and after you have a more easily path to find outside. But when I started, I don't have this clarity, and I think so. The possibility to create wealth, external wealth, is possible create only if you are a creator, only if you have you don't do 9 to 5 p.m. Regular job. This is what I believe. This
Yeah.
is my
Yeah.
idea. It means people, they go out, they try to do business, they fail, they moving forward, they try to create. They are the people, they possible have more abundance, but remember too, the less possibility, because you technically you working hard in yourself, but I believe if you working hard in yourself, you achieve whatever you want.
You work with a lot of people who are chasing big dreams, things like luxury, wealth, influence, whatever, right? But if I ask you, Jacopo, what does success mean to you? Jacopo Iasiello, what does success mean to you?
But the thing most important for me is this one: decide when I want, what I want, where I wanna go, and have the possibility to do immediately what I want, and decide where I want to live. Means if tomorrow I wanna give to my family, my fiance, wherever I want to give, I don't feel the scarcity I feel for different year in my heart, where when you spend, where you don't have, you need stay and calculate each penny, and this is what is for me, to respond to your question.
Sure. Let me ask you this, Jacopo. Looking at your life as a whole, right? And talking about the soccer injury and all this other stuff. Was this the low point that finally said, "Hey, look, you know what? This is the turning point, the low point where I'm changing my life." What was that point where you just said, "Look, I've had enough. I'm going to live differently"?
Yeah, the low point in my life, Matt, is really, I possible divide in two parts my life. Okay,
Hmm.
the first part, the young Jacopo, is the low point is when I lost my identity. My identity at that time, when I'm young, I want to become a professional soccer. I need to reinvent. I don't know who I am anymore. And the only something changed my life is the head on my mother in my front over here, where she told me, "You don't worry, you will succeed wherever you do." This is the first low point. The second one I have in my
Hmm.
life, and when I, after a lot of down, where I opened one shop, take the money from government from Italy to take this shop, slept on the floor, where I completely mess up the position in the location of the shop. And after I asked my father 8,000 euro, and he give me, help me in everything, open this company, 20 shop, another company, multi-millionaires. Okay, the second part of my life is when everything looks bright, beautiful business, make money in Italy, in my city, in my country, everything perfect, beautiful family, fiance, everything, boom. And immediately, like everything started to go down, the revenue, start some partner took some my business, where I put my knowledge and my
Sure.
experience and money. And this is the second point of the low point of my life, where I need to understand what I want to do another time in my life, what I want to I want to find another opportunity. And what's
Yeah.
happening through 4 point map, research, grow, action, and contribution, I find opportunity United States, and I'm moving from the other part over here. I create another time something in United States.
So I want to ask you something. That's an interesting that's a very interesting segue to the next question. I want to talk a little bit about the life balance between Italy and the United States. How would you compare life and the business culture between Italy and here in the US? What do you feel, or let me rephrase that. Where do you feel that you operate best, and why do you operate best there in that position?
1000% United States is the best country in the world, and I want to explain, I want to share with you and your audience why. Okay, think about Europe is an old country with a lot of old rules and a lot of old regulation where, for example, in Italy, if you want to open one company, you need utilize some notary where you spend almost 10,000 euro to starting a
Sure.
company. In United States, everything is completely different. Everything is less bureaucratic, more dynamic, more working flow, and it's the best country. I repeat, the best country to create and business. Now, life point, business wise. For this reason, I go to my country where I have interest to in business. Is like I enjoy the relationship because big
Yeah.
city like Miami is not the same. You told me before too when we spoke before the podcast. Means like life wise, is a best place to live Italy.
Sure.
Business wise, United States.
So let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're maybe pulled between the two versions of yourself? The one that the man, the Jacopo that's balanced in tradition, right? And the one that's scaling globally. Do you ever feel like you're caught between these two versions of yourself, or like you're pulled between these two versions of yourself, Jacopo?
In, in reality, I mm, use these two version of myself, and I am the same human being, with these two version inside me. I don't know if I share with you correctly.
Sure.
Means is really for me, the power in my life is my root, my family, my friend, where I coming from, because I have this desire. The other part is the business part, where I need to be. I call myself sensible, pragmatic investor, where
Mm.
I need to decide in the right way every day for a lot of kind of different decisions in the real estate field over here where I'm working. But I have like these two parts inside me, and they're working each other every time, and they're working perfectly because it's two part of me.
They're in perfect harmony and perfect balance
Yeah.
together. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people hear me talk about Dr. Aki Hensa, the guy from he was a performance coach and medical doctor in from Finland, right? And
Yeah.
Aki was very good at getting this balance of this thing called the Yerkes Dodson theory, right? Where just enough pressure puts you right in that optimal place to perform, but too much pressure pushes you over into distress. And I want
Mhm.
to transition to talking a little bit about this stress versus distress balance of life, right? Because, like in Italy, right, you talk about the quality of life is very different. You know, the style of life is very different than Miami. Do you ever do you ever think about things like your legacy or freedom or art or challenges, the challenges you face in life? What's the core of your drive? Yeah. What is the course of that?
Yeah, beautiful question. Wow. The core for me is from really young age, only one word: contribution. What this means, I realize in my,
Contribution, huh?
yeah, contribution. And now I explain why. Because Really, what's happening in my life is this one. I try to find my success part where I becoming financial free, because I wanna first of all demonstrate I am probably in young age. I think about I'm a better than other people because I make the business I do, but in reality, during my growing phase of my life, I realized what is my desire really, contribution. And I believe in something so important. And I share inside the book too with my method and everything. Like when you find your direction of your life and you have clear why you do something and you repeat every day because you ask some correct question in your life, like how I do every day in my morning, with really four questions change completely my life. This gave me clear direction, and now I know Jacopo, at 41 years old, why he do what he do, and it's really clear. I want to create more abundance, external, first of all internal, and second part external, to give with the word and action. And the action is only through really concrete thing you possible change people life to other human being, and wanna becoming somebody where through my vehicle real estate possible create something to people they are less fortunate. For this reason, Matt, I help one association over here in Miami with the money I received from the book called Hermano della Calle, where I give the money to this association, where I help already with some my property. You know better than me now, the Miami big city rent is so high, where this association they help people from the street to becoming the better version and to take their self back. And I help them with some my property where I give less price, and I have them in some my property. And this is why, because I have this inside me, I want a contribution other human being. Technically I want to love, and I want to love like you, like the other people they're listening, because this is the most important part.
So it's not just about making money, building wealth, luxury. It's about being a responsible person, being responsible with this luxury, with this lifestyle, right?
Right, completely. It means like I think so much. Everybody, only the really narcissistic human being, where they have a big ego, and I drop off my ego many years ago, and I try to drop off every day, working on myself because sometimes it's coming back. In
You do
reality,
not seem like a very egotistical person. You seem like a very grounded individual.
yes, I appreciate what you share with me, but you know better than me, Matt, how is the how how we are human being where if we don't work every day in our emotion, in our part, sometimes it's come back, and I tell to my ego, hey, please pay attention, put your arm on the floor, because nobody want to
Yeah.
kill you. And sometime when other human being they are so that their egos come out, sometimes I have my old egos come back, but I working every day in this to becoming the better version of my life. And I
Jacopo,
believe.
one of the
Mhm,
things I do personally, and I coach a lot of individuals, a lot of up and coming journalists and communicators and stuff like this. And one of the things I always ask them in our very first meeting is I always say, do you have time for yourself? And they usually the answer is always the same. Well, I work, I spend time with family, I spend time with friends, and then I work some more. And when I'm not working, I invest the balance of that time back into my family, right?
mhm.
And I always say, and I made an Instagram post about this morning. I always say, well, do you take time to go walk in nature, go fishing, just you by yourself, no family, no friends, no people, just take a walk in the mountains, walk down the street in the middle of the night, Do you take time for yourself? And they say, no, I don't. And I've realized that the most successful people that I've ever met in the world, from athletes to public figures, whatever, they always manage to take time for themselves and only themselves. So, what I do is every single morning, I spend an hour, just myself and my dog, in nature, listening to the birds chirp, watching the sun rise, and just being thankful for being in that very moment at that time for 1 hour. And then I feel like I can come back here and do my work more effectively. You know, that's one of the tricks I found. I want to ask you this because you talk in your book and your whole brand really is built around luxury. And we're talking a lot about this simplicity here. But the definition of luxury, what does it look like for you and for your own life? And what do you think most people see luxury as?
Beautiful question. You know, the luxury for other human being means have a lot of stuff to demonstrate they are better, respect other human being. For me, luxury is a possibility to change other people's life, how I share with you, to have a better place where I recharge myself, where I utilize the place where I live, where I know I connect with water, water give me the energy to utilize this supposedly luxury aspect to create the energy I needed to moving forward my positive of energy and achieve my goal. And Matt, I want to share with you something.
Yeah, please.
Uh, what you shared before with us over here is so important. Like how you do, I spend every day from 4:30 in the morning up 8 in the morning time for myself with the method I call MPBE in the book because it's so important when people they don't realize, and you know better than me the thing when you go to the airplane they told you, put the mask first of all on your nose and after the mask to other people's nose
Sure.
when everything crash. If you don't do the same, it means if you don't utilize the time for yourself, you really make big mistake because you rushing in the life where stress is coming immediately, and if you take time for yourself everything change, we have more clarity, more everything, and this is why I want to tell thank you to share this concept because people sometimes they missing how is important to reconnect with ourselves, and
That's it.
nature is one of the way,
Yeah, for sure. And Jacopo, I want to ask you here, what's the heart of what it is that you do there at your brand, Luxury and Wealth Group? I mean, if you had to strip away all of the buzzwords, what is your mission with this Luxury and Wealth Group? What is the mission?
Yeah, I think so. The mission is not related to necessarily the company Luxury Wealth Group. Luxury Wealth Group is a company where I invest in real estate, buy, fix, resell, buy building, create, generate cash flow, land, and everything, and luxury, property, and but in reality the mission is go behind the luxury wealth group is the mission of Jacopo. The mission have really clear in my mind is really add the value to the other human being in the more high possible way, where when I touch the other human being through my day in the small action and in the big action, they will remember in their mind some my word and some my action,
Jacopo, what kind of people come to you there at the Luxury and Wealth Group? What are they really looking for, even if they don't say it out loud? What are they coming to you for?
Yeah, the majority is like the people they coming. I have relationship with a lot of people. They wanna invest. They wanna go through the vehicle of real estate where they don't have the knowledge, and I have the knowledge to bring return of their investment. And because I know how is the process because I go through inside. And the luxury wealth group is really a company to add the value through the real estate to the other people, and give really the possibility to live the life where they want to live. And I believe in the way where we create abundance, where you are no need to stay in one place, but if you want, you possible take the decision to moving in another place. And this I call cash flow. Cash flow, wherever you create, bring you the freedom of decide where what you want when you want.
Jacopo, there's a level of trust and perception that's involved with luxury brands. I want to ask you, how do you teach people to walk that line of trust and perception with authenticity? Because people hear me talk a lot about in an increasingly artificial world and an increasingly fake world, it's more important to be genuine, to be authentic.
Mhm.
With that level of trust and perception that comes with luxury brands, how do you teach people to walk in line with that while still maintaining some integrity and authenticity?
In reality, what I try to show through the social is the word you shared before, authenticity, because all the people that are connect with me, they are no client or investor or whatever. They are people, friend, where I build a relationship.
Yeah.
Means I believe in the only way to create something unique is to connect with other human being and to be more authentic as possible. uh, I arrive at one point in my life where I want to create another version of Jacopo, but in reality, people they understand I am not. I have one mask. Now I am completely free from this mask, and when I drop the mask, really everything becoming more easily because becoming who is Jacopo, is a person coming from the other part of the world, try to level, go at the next level in his life. And now I am in the process to contribute through the real estate to other human being, and with the book Healthy, Rich, and Happy, where I believe is a really powerful message.
And I want to kind of transition to the book, Jacopo, because you seem you're a man. If you look at your social influence and your social media, you're a man with real influence. I really do believe that. You seem like you have a real genuine influence, but in a world that's kind of obsessed with quick success, right? You were not an overnight success, but in a world that is obsessed with becoming a success instantly, we want what we want and we want it right now. How do you
Mhm.
think, in your mind, what do you think about patience, reputation, and building a real influence? I'm sure you talk a little bit about this in the book, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Like now we have, in life we have two kind of human being. Okay, the people they want to achieve result immediately, and the people they know can achieve the result is a process where you have three components: research, grow, and action. Okay, now the time to achieve result depend how many action you do, okay, plus which kind of field you are in and at what time
Yeah.
you catch the field. For example, I give you one clear example. When I starting my business in Italy in the jewelry space, I understand that the jewelry space started to change, And I completely changed the idea of my business, where it's not only a jewelry but becoming jewelry plus buy gold. Immediately when I realized this, and I am one the first one in Napoli, normally because the time, perfect timing is so important in business. I really, in a small amount of time, I create, big number. Now, if I need to tell, you wanna make quick money becoming with a lot of action, and choose the correct vehicle to create this action. I believe in something where you create, wealth through step by step process where you working on, but I don't want to discourage other human beings, because now with a lot of technology, where we are over here, I have a friend, they make really important result in a small amount of time. But why? Because they catch the correct field at the correct time, and they do completely, they are the first one or the second one. Remember, this is the part important, and they immediately create something important. In real estate, I believe is possible, but not from today, from tomorrow, but in 12 months, really you possible create something unique in your life if you follow step by step some kind of process.
Jacopo, this book you have behind you, Healthy, Rich, and Happy, are those three words that describe you? Would you say they describe you and you're trying to help other people get there? Is that the point of this book?
The point is, this book is like I working with the, to maintain these three words every day. I possible share with you, I am right now these three words, but I working every day. And the part is really honored of this book, is one, is this one, when somebody really important believe in your message, it means the message of the book is so important. And think about who endorsed this book. They are one a billionaire, my friend, one of my best friend, and other there are two really big player in the real estate. What this means, I'm so honored because this book have really, who read this book have the perception and the concrete realization to how working from zero to the possibility to create something real estate with clarity through one method called MPB and connect with real estate,
Let me ask you this. What kind of legacy, Jacopo, do you hope to leave behind? Not just in business, but in the lives of the people that you've worked with, the people who watch this podcast or buy this book and read it. What is the legacy Jacopo wants to leave behind?
Yeah, I think so. The legacy is what, I have one hero in my life. The hero I have in my life is my father. He's in life. He told me every time, try to share light, try to share good word, try to share power, try to share energy, try to give to the other human being, and you will have your life with a lot of multicolor and nice color. What I want to leave, and the legacy of everything I create is something, one day where I am not anymore in this life, I want people, or, after 100 years, nobody know anymore about our life because it's like this. But,
Yep.
in this 100 year, friend, family, whatever, they told about me like a smart entrepreneur and investor, where he share his knowledge, his capacity with other human beings.
If someone listening to this podcast, say they were at the beginning of their journey to live healthy, to become rich, to be happy, whatever it is, if they were at the beginning of this journey, maybe they're stuck between self doubt and their own ambition, right? What would you tell that person?
Starting to create something ritual in your day, okay, because when you create routine in your day, the good routine create the good life. What this means is this one. If, for example, something changed completely in my life, something I will share with my friend and know my friend, your audience and know your audience is this. If you possible starting to meditate, and I do meditation transcendental. Meditation transcendental is not anymore a woo-woo thing. It's
So
really
many people
concrete.
do this. So many successful people do this.
Is not really is really something where you, if you research inside my book, I have a lot of research, you will understand meditation transcendental change completely your life, and this is what I suggest. Plus, I want to share with you something. If you are in a toxic environment, family, friends, television, unfortunately you are bombarded externally to a lot of things. Try to create your five people, means not necessarily need to be physically, but try to have these people near you. Try to and emerge with these people every day, and utilize, I believe in what I share with you with all my heart, utilize, buy the book and utilize this method, MPB, not because I assembled the method. The method is outside, is over there. I don't create nothing. I choose the piece correctly, but I believe meditation, pray, biohacking, and exercise every day change people life, and I am sure 100%, and I demonstrate inside the book with the study how is important utilize these four pillar.
You know, I'll tell you something that's really interesting is when I've talked with people, and you hint on this a little bit here about the removing people, sometimes there are some people in life that life is just better when they're not in it. I know that's very difficult for people to say, but what's more important, or for people to hear, but I think what's more important is just as important as life can be better without some people in it, life can be worse without the right people in it. And it sounds like your book, Healthy, Rich, and Happy, is a step to putting the right person in your life if you need it, and having this advice there with you. So I really appreciate you sharing your insights here. It's been absolutely fascinating. Let me ask you something, Jacopo. Where can they find this book? Is it on Amazon, or where can they get this?
Yeah, first of all, I ask with all my heart, Matt, to first of all, help me personally and other people listening in this podcast to buy the book, because I have in the back of this book the really good intention to share the message. The message, I believe they possible find in Amazon or through my website. It's already bestseller in Amazon, and if you guys, read the review, they are really review where they tell about the book. The book is really coming from the heart, from contribution. And I think so something, Matt. When you receive something in your life, like if you believe or you don't believe, I believe in the divine, in something more height, respect myself. Your obligation is to share with more people as possible. And I receive this method changed completely my life, and I receive the knowledge, of real estate to build wealth. And inside this book is these two combination, where two, if you have money, you don't have money, you don't have clarity, everything is built step by step. And all the process of the book, and my intention is to create a clear step, where one step open another one, another one, another one, another, when finally you arrive at the last page of the book, where you understand how do the process of the real estate.
Jacopo Iasiello, let me ask you this: three questions right here at the very end here. What are your three non negotiables that you have in life? The three things that you live by, you have. What are the three non negotiables?
Okay, the first one, be honest and respect other human being, and love my family.
What are your three best habits that you have?
The must three bad habit is the best habit, correct?
Yeah, the best habits you have.
Yeah, I have meditation, pray, and exercise.
And last one, what are the three most important things in life to you? I see healthy, rich, and happy, but what are the three most important things to you right now?
Ah, wow, I think so. Like, is something everybody probably will tell you, but the health of my mother because she's not really in good situation, and the creation of love and abundance.
Jacopo Iasiello. Thank you so much. This has been incredible conversation. You're a fascinating individual. I'll link to your books here in the description and of the podcast and on YouTube. Thank you so much for sharing. You have this book. You have so much great insight, but more importantly, thank you for coming on here and sharing this with us in such an open and candid way.
Mattis, I really appreciate and I believe in your work because through podcast you possible now in this new era share good word and possible some kind of time word change your people life. Happening in my life when I'm so young, people they put a big wall where they stop me for my dream and I go through this wall and the opposite is create light through your podcast, your word, your action. You create something beautiful. And thank to you, thank to people listening out this podcast because they are means people they wanna moving forward in their life. If you don't grow, you die.
Jacopo Iasiello. Great words to live by. Thank you, my friend.
Bye, Matt. Appreciate.